I don't mind that you read it, but you could ask me first. Not for years. I keep it as a reminder. The price of knowledge. My father was never around because my mother left him. She didn't want me to grow up ashamed, so she filled my head with these stories about him. Who knows if any of them were ever true, but I don't think she anticipated the result. I ran away to join my father's crew. They weren't what I expected, but I stayed anyway. And a smuggler, and a thief, and a liar. I guess the apple didn't fall too far from the tree, huh? Mistakes are different when they're mine. I don't want to romanticize the life I led. I could have made different choices. I saw how my parents both struggled, and I resented it. I just couldn't stand the thought of sitting in a tiny room all day, studying or working some respectable job. Something like that. It's one of those things that sounds grand in a speech to the crew, but feels like a hypocritical excuse when I say it to you. My father was a Dunmer, and he raised me as one. I was taught that we were meant to struggle and to survive by any means. What to do with yourself after you survive? Well, he never talked about that much. I'm probably rusty, but yes. Not a problem. Why don't we head over to the stables outside of Solitude? Hey, I have money. I don't need your charity. Besides, horse thieving? No, poor taste. See, stealing's only an art form when the mark can afford it. Well, talk later. Actually. What's your life been like, before we met? Someone after my own heart. Believe it or not, I've spent more time exploring old ruins the last few years than I did committing actual piracy. Ah, a professional. I respect that. Well, I do hope you perform for me sometime. Oh, and before you ask, yes, I know some sea shanties. No, they're not all filthy, and no, I will not sing them right now. Well, I hope you don't mind I'm not really religious. I almost envy you for knowing your true calling like that. That's impressive. I'd like to hear about your studies sometime. Hey, I was never much good at following the rules either. Taking money for taking heads. That's not so bad. I've done worse jobs for coin. We'll talk later. Need something? No questions. I wanted to ask you something. What's your life been like, before we met?
I'm too old to work, but that makes me too old to drink.
What could I do for you? No questions. I wanted to ask you something. What's your life been like, before we met? Well, I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something about you. Hey. Yeah, what now? I'd like to look nice. What of it? I hate hats. They mess up my hair. So I don't drown? I mean, I have no idea how people even swim in heavy armor. Do you always have to ask so many questions? Just a little trinket I picked up. No. I overpaid for it at a jeweler's like anyone else does.
What? Nakas!
What manner of power is that?
Need something? But it's not even dark yet. Yes, Pa.
Hey there. If you need me, I won't be far.
We could always use help picking crops if you need a few extra coins. Can I help you?
I'd like to buy a horse.
How about something with a bit of kick?
Had my eye on that gray over there by the stable. Would you take 1,500 for him, with my compliments?
For that price? Sure. Thanks.
Here, boy. Aren't you just a handsome fella? I think I'm gonna call you Windward. I'm ready to go whenever you are. Son of a... Damn it. I scream. Damn assassins. What did you find? Do you think Odafing would carry me sometime? Flying must be incredible. Morag Tong. He's not messing around. Any number of old business partners. But this is about what happened in Solitude before we met. Yeah, that would be Tarek Serano, my father. Hilarious and insightful, as usual. The Dark Rose was originally my father's ship. I grew up sailing under crew and rose through the ranks. If you think being the captain's son made it any easier, think again. When I was old enough and clever enough, I took the ship for my own. I couldn't kill him, though. I don't know if Athos actually missed him or just hated me more, but that fetcher could have never planned this by himself. My father was responsible for the mutiny. Stop dragging you into my problems for a start. I'll take care of this. You don't owe me anything. Thank you. You have no idea what that means to me. The first thing my father needs to do is score some quick loot to buy the loyalty of the crew. No better place around here to offload goods than Broken Ore Grotto. We should check it out. Oh, you think you're somebody, huh? Hey, shorty, can you understand me? Don't touch any of my stuff.
I see you're not dead yet. Well done.
Sending assassins was just rude. I thought you were retired.
You done visit, you done right. How else is an old man supposed to see his son, eh?
Hey, if you need me, I won't be far.
Force, run off! Traitor. Wish you were never born. That's all you got. I'm gonna find whoever did this.
Another corpse for the pile.
Yeah?
Careful now!
Go and spy.
Up to oblivion with you.
Do you know which is the sharp end? Oh, I certainly underestimated you. What nonsense has the boy been putting in your head? This world destroys the weak. We're meant to be tested. I made him what he is. I'll die of boredom from your attempts at wit before my wounds go. I knew I was sending Bathurst to his death. Never forget that about your friend. Now, let's get this over with. Oh!
There's something you need.
Time to die!
Dog. The old bastard's finally dead. No, somebody had to do it. And I was never able to end it. I've been trying to please him my whole damn life. I used to think if I could just show him I was good enough that he'd care. I'd live for those moments when he would approve of me, when he would accept me. Yeah, well, he didn't really. No, somebody had to do it. And I was never able to end it. I've been trying to please him my whole damn life. I used to think if I could just show him I was good enough that he'd care. I'd live for those moments when he would approve of me, when he would accept me. Yeah, well, he didn't really love me. He just liked that I made him look good. I was so angry. It was easier that way. Everything was supposed to be different once I became captain. Instead, it made me miserable. I just had more freedom to act on my vices. Once I had no one else to blame, well, I had to look in the mirror. I did a lot of things in those days I wouldn't do today. Things I regret. I'm done with it all. Ugh, Kinnereth saved me. I'm not sure what's next for me, but it's not gonna be on board that ship. Sticking with you has been the first good decision I've made in a long time. I'm glad you're in my life. If you need me, I won't be far. What is it? Yeah? Time to throw something overboard or pass it to me, huh? Contraband mostly, Dwemer artifacts, ebony and the like. With the right intelligence, ships are easy enough to find at sea. Or I'd get there first and loot the ruin myself. When pickings were slim, I'd just take a job transporting, specialty cargo. Yeah, I ran skooma from time to time. That wasn't all of it, though. Hey, don't look at me like that. I have some standards. It's one thing to go after someone who's prepared to defend themselves. It's entirely different to crush someone just because you can. Taking on the East Empire Company is no pleasure cruise. My hands aren't clean. The things I did at sea were what you'd imagine. But I never dealt in slaves or animal fighting rings. We live in a hard world that tests our strength, but senseless cruelty doesn't have to be a part of it. Or at least not my part of it. Oh, by Azura that. I hope you killed Ironhand because he's gonna be pissed when I don't pay him. I only took the job to front the money for the expedition to get the Star of Solitude. I figured after I sold it, I'd just pay him back extra and he'd be happy enough with the windfall. Oh, gods, no. Anyway, how in oblivion would I have gotten a pack of wild wolves into the cargo hold? No amount of money is worth that headache.